connected us, but we're not sure. We did just try and go live, and nothing happened. It put the
No,
time
it has two that are scheduled for upcoming.
has two.
Hmm.
Well, that's super interesting because we should be live right now. And yep, I have us live. We are. YouTube has got us live. Hey, Beth, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Glad to be in the shed. That's
I
for
am
sure.
glad to be in the shed. Not a time traveling shed.
No, no, but let's discuss time travel and sheds today. That's for sure.
Why not? I tell you what, let's just take a quick recap here. What is it we're talking about? What are we looking at? And what's happened since we released the video? So here's a quick recap on the
And
video.
this is gonna blow a lot of people's minds. And if you're still denying that this is real at this point, this is gonna change your mind. So just a quick recap. This guy walks around my backyard, goes to my shed, opens the door, goes inside, and disappears. Called the cops. The cops came. They went in the shed twice. He wasn't in there. They looked. I looked like an insane guy. The cops were like, what is this guy smoking? And you can see he never came back until the next day right here. Notification on my camera that there's somebody in my backyard, and this guy leaves my shed. And he looks right at the camera too. That guy left my shed. But here's the craziest part. This looks like the same guy, maybe, glasses, whatever. Let's look at the other guy. This was the other guy. He noticeably aged. Looks like the
Okay, so that's what we're looking at. This guy
Hmm.
claims to have caught on his security camera a young man walking in his shed, and then the next day, it so happens, this old guy who is on the screen right now walking out of the shed. There was nothing that apparently captured in between on his security footage. There is more footage that he's put up online. He called the police when this guy went to his shed and just stayed in there. The cops showed up, went in the shed, couldn't find anything. So
Hmm.
that's where we're at with this story. This has garnered 20 million views on this gentleman's
TikTok.
channel on TikTok. Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
He's got a series now of 12 videos. No more. Oh my goodness. He's at 18 videos uh,
Hmm.
on his TikTok. Bringing that up on the screen right now for everybody to see. So you can see right here this video right here has 11.7 million views, and then the other videos have anywhere from a couple of thousand views, a couple of 100,000 views, um, to 11 million views. So what's your
Hmm.
take on this, Beth?
I'm not a believer. I have I have layers of skepticism, but I'm highly entertained. What's your take?
So I mean, he's got more views. I think our biggest video was 2 million views. So he's got more views. He's got more views on this whole shed thing than we've ever had. Um, he tries to back it up with claims that something on this shed had issues dating back over 20 years ago. Okay, so I don't know. I don't buy it. I think that
So, yeah, I'll
it's
run through why
ridiculous.
I have questions. First off, regardless of what happened on the site before, I don't think the two individuals represented have similarity.
Hmm.
I do think there's video footage of somebody going into a shed, and second video footage of a different individual coming out of the shed at a different time. These sheds are not made out of concrete, they're not made out of brick and mortar. It's quite easy for a panel to be moved on the other side. Um, as this individual has stated, he's not on the property, he lives 5.5 hours away, it's a rental property. So I have lots of questions about what's happening in the shed, especially in locations where there's a lot of underground tunnels pertaining to trafficking and other things.
Hmm.
I'm leaning more towards that direction. Definitely a nice touch that he called the police and the police checked it out. And definitely as a homeowner, that's the right thing to do if you suspect there's criminal or unusual activity is have the police check it out and take a look.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm skeptical, highly skeptical.
Yeah, so I'm pretty skeptical on this one as well. First of all, let's have a look at the two men. He says that these guys are the same person. However, the younger one is balding. Yeah, I mean, his widow's peak is something severe, more severe than the older gentleman that comes out that has head protruding past his ears. So I don't think this is the same guy. First of all, that's coming out the shed. You know, it could be father and son.
But age.
Yeah,
So him again,
if I want to be
and
critical,
now
if I
him.
want to go on the side of things and saying, okay, the one individual went in, days later another individual comes out. Okay, maybe his nose looks similar. Their foreheads are different. Their
Hmm.
height appears different. Am I too skeptical?
I don't think so. I mean, I think, he's had millions and millions and millions of viewers, and I think he's ran with it. I want to watch this one video here because
Hmm.
now he's playing that game where he's been called out. So now he's going to the game of proof. So let's play this video here. The city had issues with the shed dating back over 20 years, and let's see
Hmm.
what he's gonna say about this
That's when you thought the
because
story was done and there couldn't possibly be more information on this. That's when you thought the story was done and there couldn't possibly be more information on this. We have a new development that I just found out. Looking through the history of my house, and I was looking through, previous owners. I was also looking through previous code violations, and this is what I found. A little small, but if you look at it, the first one is a code violation for an open shed from 2003. The second code violation is for shed not being permanently asphyxiated, also in 2003. Third one is utility wood from 2021, and I can't prove the third one is relevant to the shed. That could, be relevant to like the construction type of the house. The first two.
meh. So he's saying that there was code violations for this shed dating back 20 years. I mean, I don't know if I don't think that proves anything.
Yeah, I think it's entertainment. I
It
like some
is,
of the
yeah.
comments people are saying. Of course, he pins, or the ones at the top are all those affirming comments, like people who believe it. But somebody's like, and you still haven't put a camera in the shed?
Right.
Question mark. Or what about on the other side of the shed? I know sometimes there's not perfect angles when you're looking at the back of a property, but if you have somebody going in and you have any suspected activity, that's exactly where you want to look. There's
Hmm.
a portal in there, by all means. I'd
Well,
have a camera on that. Yeah.
we had some comments on the original video where somebody said perhaps the time traveler in the future had a device that was built on that land. And it just so happens that the shed is the cover for this device. Because I'm no time travel expert. I mean, space-time is what Einstein called it, right? So,
Yeah.
um, here's the shot in the dark. The guy creates a time machine on that location in the future,
Mhm.
and this is how he enters our time.
Mhm.
Very strange that he would do it one day after the other. Maybe
Mhm.
he had some unfinished business to do. Um, but then you don't see either of them going in the shed on the footage. So a gateway out is the gateway in somewhere else. No, I still I don't want to be skeptical on this, but I'm skeptical. And
I'm skeptical of this channel, of his
yeah,
channel.
yeah,
Um, I'm not skeptical of time travel. We know time travel is possible. Of course, there's all the scientific theories on, well, how much is time travel possible? A nanosecond, a second. Um, what's the theory of time travel? But the more they learn, the more they realize, yeah, it is physically possible to have a sense of time travel. We know this. Um, I would actually say my favorite current theory of time travel is coming out of Skywalker or Skinwalker Ranch.
yeah. This is something we need to look at a little bit closer.
Yeah.
and maybe just review over some of their information. Uh,
Oh, I would love to.
you know,
Absolutely.
I do think that there are examples in the real world of time travel that we can talk
Hmm.
about. I know that when the GPS system went up that we all use today to get to where we're going,
Hmm.
when that was, it was of course a military application.
Hmm.
And when that was being put up, the scientists said to the generals, we need to put a device in here that's going to account for the different time that the satellites are going to experience in space. And the generals didn't buy it. They thought it was absolute complete nonsense
Hmm.
and didn't take these scientists seriously at all.
Yeah.
Um, and it turned out well. I mean, you can guess who was right. It wasn't the generals. The scientists were correct. So as the satellites orbit the Earth, um, the time is different in space to what it is down here under our gravity. And again, that comes back to Einstein with space-time, gravity, speed, all of that.
Yeah.
There's an
Y-
effect. So,
Here's the reason why I think we could look into it with GPS and other technologies is there's something measurable. With this guy, there's no one I know that can verify his site. Nobody's going there and actually checking it. Of course, the police were there, but that's a separate matter. He saw somebody entering his property, so that's a civil call, non-emergency civil call. Um,
mhm. I would say this has
but
garnered as much attention as the Vegas UFO, where the family said a 9-foot alien had landed in their backyard. And let's not forget what happened to their property, allegedly broken into, trespassers, all of those other things. I have no doubt that people are now walking all over his property in search of time
yeah, they would have a
travelers.
much harder time protecting their property after saying that the crucifix was upside down and broken. Um, I actually think the Las Vegas story has more initial um, capacity for something to look into than this time traveler one.
Yeah, and I
Of
think that
course,
there's better
I
examples
could
out
always
there.
be wrong. Yeah, I think there's a lot better examples. So I think what I wanted to suggest here is I want to talk about time travel, and I actually am really entertained by Alex Shaw's channel. That's fun entertainment. It's good to get excited about things. But if I was actually looking at time travel with any seriousness or curiosity beyond entertainment value, I think I'm going to be looking at other sources.
Right.
Um,
For
yeah,
instance, the travel and adventures of Little Baron Trump, 1890s book by Ingersoll Lockwood.
yeah,
And that has, of course, led to many conspiracy theories that Baron Trump, Donald Trump's son, is a time traveler. And guess what he's announced recently?
yeah. Oh, political future. Is that correct?
Well, we don't try and touch on politics here if we can, but yes, a political. He's going to be running for the Republican Party. So, uh, you know what? There's a really good tale behind the Baron Trump time traveler, and you did a video on it. It was epic, and I
Hmm.
think people can go and check that out on our channel to have a look at what that's all about. Is Baron Trump a time traveler? I'd say that there's way more evidence of that than Alex shed. And
Yeah,
I think that's a wrap on this one. I think this one
yeah,
is
there's not much else to say on it,
yeah.
but we do have a lot of subjects we're going to be looking at again when something's fresh in the news. A video comes out on our channel, and then we go live to talk about it. And hopefully, we'll have news reports that are really engaging, and of course, then we can talk with our small community, which is what a shed is. It's a bunch of people getting together, and
Just have a talk, but no time travel.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
again, thanks for watching, everyone. We have very low watchership today, which is just
That's okay. We're alone
it's
in our
all
shed.
we're alone in that. We have a few people, but
Yeah,
it is what it is. That's the YouTube algorithms for you.
yeah,
And we're cool just talking about it, but definitely a thumbs down for the time traveling shed. I think we're gonna have to
yeah.
call that one fake
Yes.
with quite a
Let's
lot of
let's call it.
certainty.
Exactly.
Great.
All right, you
Anything
take
more
care.
you want to add, Beth?
Have a good night and enjoy.
Yeah, that's right. Stay safe, everyone, and keep your eyes to the sky.